And if you are still looking for holiday gifts, small business owners are encouraging people to shop local as many rely on holiday sales to stay afloat. According to Forbes, 20% of small businesses fail within the first year and half close by year 5. So tonight, we looked into how your dollar can really go the extra difference when you shop small.
Kandelita is my home-based candle studio. I started making candles like in 2020, just as a hobby, pandemic hobby. A lot of people showed interest. So they're like, oh, you should try selling candles. So like, okay. So I just started doing like local pop-ups and like I made a website and Instagram. So I just kind of, went from there, gained momentum. It's all inspired by my roots and my upbringing as Filipino American. Memories of like going to parties and like eating these certain pastries. Sampaguita is like our #1 top seller, just because it's the national flower of Philippines. And it's really like sentimental for a lot of people, like, oh, this reminds me of my Lola. So the chamber has actually done like a lot for small businesses like mine. Things like being featured in like the gift guide.
So the holiday guide started about 2020. During the pandemic, it was especially hard for small businesses and makers, as we call some of them, to get a foothold. And so we decided to put this out mainly to give them some additional exposure. We serve the 38,000 AAPI-owned businesses in the area. You may have a restaurateur who is great at creating the food, but they may not be so good at human resources. We also run the Minority Business Development Agency. We teach you how to get credentials, but we also teach you things about marketing, about building a website. Then we're looking at getting them into the ecosystem. We have exposure like at our night market and some other things that we do throughout the year.
Everything that's invested in us, we try to invest right back into our small businesses. We had our annual Today Awards where we honor Latino leadership across the region. Well, one of the really cool things that we get to do with that, based on the locations we choose, is we bring in small businesses to help us with that. One of the hardest part for any business, and then especially for our diverse businesses, is actually getting access to capital. Banks and financial institutions are more likely to give you a loan about the time you don't really need it, because they want to see that you have a good business plan, that you have success before they want to take the risk on investing in you. So that's just a culture shift that we need to change. We have more businesses that have stayed and are bringing on new employees or finding second locations or adding a brick and mortar to their food truck. So when people are looking at where to invest and what that looks like, they need to look here too. Throughout the year, we offer a lot of education through our Emprende program, which is our Spanish language business planning program. We have businesses go through a 10-week program there. They can get a certificate of entrepreneurship.
Oh, welcome.
Beautiful.
I am the owner of La Gran Tenochtitlan. I did the Emprende Sacramento program, and that was just so much knowledge. Like, you learn stuff in school, but that was like first-hand experiences I feel through that. It just made me feel like I was more comfortable going out to do these things. It's very popular because it's like a traditional Mexican game. My family's from Mexico City, so we kind of paid like a homage to where we come from. Everything comes from like everywhere. There's like Oaxaca, Puebla, Michoacan, Mexico City. I love that I'm able to bring pretty much Mexico to the States for people who aren't able to travel as often or can't bring stuff back.
They're starting a business to support their families, support their neighborhoods, so it becomes that much more vital for us to make sure we're supporting them.
Holidays do make a big difference, especially like because I sell kind of seasonal items. I think it's like 30 or 40% of like my whole entire income just comes from like the last 2 months of the year.
I don't know, I always say it's true when they say we do a happy dance when you shop small with us.
A lot of great businesses, still time to get some gifts. And if you want to learn more about those businesses right in our area, make sure you head over to abc10.com/race and culture.